Well, I finally have a second to just to tell you thank you, Mary, for letting me know the date of National Potato Day. But if you would listen, which you don't, you would have heard me say that we were having an appreciation, a potato appreciation day. But I do thank you for the information about the National Potato Day. You're so packed full of knowledge. It just amazes me all the time. But that was about the newest thing you've said. Everything else we just have to go over and over and over. And I just don't want to do that anymore. So I'm just writing everything down, and you know what? I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm keeping these. And we'll just start writing it in a journal, and I'll just tell your story. That'll be fun, huh? And no matter what, I can always self-publish it, just like you did. The true story of you, by me. That's what you do. You think is the only one in the world that can do that. Well, you're not. You are certainly not. Okay, but one other thing I'm gonna talk about real quick because it's on my mind. And tomorrow, you just lie so much I can't keep up with you. I really can't. It's hard. But you got on your rampage again about you're so ridiculous. But I just want to tell you something. That Adonis Paul show aired on October 15th, 2021. So let me tell you something. The very next day, I called your mother, my sister, and talked to her about it. Because I didn't want someone like you to go spewing your garbage and her not knowing the whole story. Because I knew she didn't watch it. But that doesn't mean, that she couldn't have heard about it. She only knew what I told her about you and your garbage. And she knew enough. Because one of your sisters had read the book to her. And she was just so hurt by that. And I hate that she did that, but it's done. There wasn't nothing to be done about it. And just so you know, she was not in the hospital on that night at all. She'd been in the hospital earlier that year. And, when you were trying to blackmail her with a kidney, you remember that, right? On Mother's Day. Well, let me just tell you, she didn't need a kidney. And she didn't really need anything you have because it was too late. She couldn't have the surgery. It was too late. She had more than one thing wrong with her. And that's all you're going to hear from me about that. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm telling you this with every ounce of honesty in me. And I would swear before God at this very moment that what I'm about to say is true. She was always upset over what you were doing. And she had no idea of the extent of what you were doing. But the one thing that she was so happy about is because she did know about all these guys. Virgyy and Adonis Paul, J.J. Stoner, Daywave Radio, all of them on Daywave. Hatman, all of them. You hear me? All of them. She was thankful that I had them because she knew, I was kind of going up against this on my own, arguing nothing but the truth. And I wouldn't have done it without, I never said anything, and I won't, that is someone else's business. Now, the things I have said was because I asked before I even say anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not like you. I'm not going to invent lies and create things to make myself look more pitiful. Because I'm really not into looking pitiful. And I'm going to clear something else up for you. Nikki will be coming. She's going to be on here. Now, right now, I'm not quite sure when, but it'll be within the next few weeks. Because, there's no way either one of them would have, they were grieving, they still are, unlike you. They weren't ready, they want, oh, Nikki's ready. But, we're working it out. But I'm going to tell you this, your mama was happy I had these people behind me. In fact, there was a long conversation back last year. Nikki was going to talk to Virgyy, and I had a long talk with your mom and her, because, that's what you do. You be honest with people. Just be honest with them. And so they knew, I wouldn't lie to anybody about anything like that. And I'm going to tell you this, nobody makes any money, I personally, and neither will Nikki, ever accept anything for telling the truth, to counteract your lies. I'm not on here because I got some great talent. I'm on here to just tell the truth about you and to stop people from giving to you and cause, actually they're hurting you. They're hurting you because they are enabling you. You are unable. You're going to sit there and do your thing till you get what you want. You've never had to push for it. You've never had to struggle. You've never had to pay for nothing. You have no idea. And you're going to be in a world of trouble because the people that give you money, they're going to die. They're older. They're not going to be here forever. And chances are, you're not going to be able to get someone who doesn't hear about you quickly. And I'm going to tell you something. I would not risk my soul to tell a lie for $5. That's your price. That's not mine. It is sad, it's disgusting, and it does hurt just to know what all you've done and said about all of us. And all these people on the internet, Lord, you've done worked up a frenzy about them. And for what? For $5? You should be real proud of yourself. But I'm going to tell you something. I do have something to lose. I have my soul to lose if I behaved like you. And I'm very aware of that. I'm conscious of that. And at times I lose my cool. Believe me, I do. But I'm going to tell you, I always come right back to, someone will say something to me on here that pulls me right back to where I need to be. It just comes, because it's not worth it to be like you. It's just not. There's no benefit to it. We have worked hard for what we have, and that includes all the guys on here too. We've worked hard for what we have. I'm not giving what I have up to get on YouTube to lie and beg for the rest of my life for $5 and give nothing in return. Nothing. You give nothing in return. All you do is give high blood pressure, heart palpitations, headaches. That's all you give. Lord, I'm not buying that. And I hope no one else does either. But anyway, thank you for that information about National Potato Day. And just keep in mind, I don't know, I just come up with things at times. I'll do anything to eat cake. I certainly will, except lie. So I just created. I heard someone talking about appreciating potatoes. Well, sounds good to me. I love potatoes, and so do you. Lord, child, you've been in every drive-through from Jacksonville, Florida to California. You know you love potatoes. I know you love potatoes. And I'm going to tell you this real quick. It's funny to me that you have all this information and knowledge of things that happened before you were born. You just think you know everything, like your mama drinking at 13 with my dad. No, you're wrong. You don't even ask to find out if you're wrong. But you're wrong. You're just a pathological liar. Now, the one I'd feel sorry for in that scenario would not be you. It would be your mom, if that was true. And that if it was true for her, considering I'm older than her, it would be true for me now, wouldn't it? So any kind of pity party you try to snap together using your mom's childhood, remember that's my childhood too, okay? And just lucky for you, I'm not going to get on here and make up or create or say anything so that I can live in a government apartment and live off other people and repeatedly say, no, I'm not getting a job. How dare you? You act so entitled, like you are truly above all of us. Well, honey, you ain't nothing but old chewed up gum on the bottom of my shoe. So you remember that. I'll scrape you off because that's all you are. And you're not even worth me even going into anymore. So you have a happy potato day.